hello.
Dan, what's going on, brother?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. What's going on with you tonight?
Finally finished rehearsal, man. Sorry about running late. I got Ross in here with me. What's up, man? What's up?
Oh, how you doing tonight?
Wonderful. A couple of these other knuckleheads, Mike and our other guitarist and our drummer Chubbs are going to join in at some point. You'll probably hear a couple car doors open and shut. They jump in the car with us.
That's all right.
Yeah, we don't guitar without.
When this interview is not a one and done thing. It will be like an ongoing series. Like when you guys have new stuff to like, what I'll do is maybe every 3 to 4 months or so, we'll talk and touch base just to see what's going on. If there's like music to be talked about or something, anything you guys want to talk about, it won't be a one and done thing. I'm not a one pump chump when it comes to interviews.
Right. Cool. Shit, let's get fired up, Bob. So our drummer's hopping in right now too.
Okay.
Oh, he is back. Oh.
Everything's bigger in Texas, as they say, right?
Absolutely.
That's what I don't know if Larry told you guys, but I told him I'm originally from the Dallas area. That's where I was born.
Oh, yeah?
And the only thing I don't miss about Texas is the summertime heat. Other than that, the music scene, everything that I know about it now as an adult and have visited over the years and noticed that the music scene, especially the indie scene, is like humongous. It's like, oh my gosh, so much.
Dallas has a big indie scene. Dallas and Austin.
Texas, period. No matter where you go in Texas, even the smallest town, it's like every town that's of substance or suburbs of has great music. It's statewide.
I think the Texas so damn big. There's so many people.
True.
Everybody wants to be a rock star.
And
Dan, this Chubbs, I just gotta ask you one thing. Are you a Cowboy fan?
Yes, sir.
Get out, truck. I'll see y'all.
Hey, I'm true to my I'm true to my roots. What do you expect?
Chubbs got the Texas logo tattooed on his arm.
37 out of my 40 years of life, I can't be anything less than a Cowboys fan, or I'd find out disowned by my dad at some point if I had been anything other than a Cowboys fan.
All right, well, this interview's over. Good talking to you.
Oh, jeez. I'll curb my Cowboys fan at the door. How's that? We won't talk football in this interview.
Fair enough.
We won't talk religion and we won't talk politics either because we know this country is like falling on its ass really bad with certain things.
Hey, Ben, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it's going to happen, but if our bass player jumps in, we are talking politics for a minute. Because that's what I'm watching go off. He's the politic guy of the band. None of the rest of us give a shit. But if you look at his Facebook feed, it's nothing but political crap. None of us ever share any of that shit. Or like it. Yeah.
Oh.
If we didn't tag him, he wouldn't promote that at all.
Oh, man.
That dude. Matter of fact, here he comes right now.
Oh, boy, now we're going to stir up the hornet's nest.
Yeah,
well, I'm just introducing myself as a writer because this is going to be a magazine interview.
Gotcha. He's like 5 foot taller. Why just like to jump into our other guy?
Yeah, I stand in the trash can. Thank God I'm all, dude.
What did you do, scare Kris off? I don't know. He walks around. You heard somebody say Trump over there.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ben, whenever you're ready.
Okay, well, I'm ready when you guys are, so we're going to get started. Good evening, folks. This is Brandon Morningstar tonight with the honor and privilege to talking to, well, a band from my Texas roots, 12 Years Driven. Good evening, guys.
What up, Ben? Oh, man.
So, does everybody want to take time to introduce themselves and what their role in the band is, please?
All right. My name is Rob. I'm a vocalist. Larry, guitar.
Mike MacSherry, guitar and backup vocals.
Drums, Malone, back. Drums, I'm sorry. And the one member who's not here with us is Kris Woody.
He's wandering the streets right now. We're looking at him.
Yeah. He's a streetwalker. See his cat. He's got a street-corner cat.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for taking the time tonight, guys. Appreciate it much.
Right.
So how about one of you tell me, like, the origin of the band's name, how it came about?
All right. Well, the first sort of, I guess, incarnation of the band happened, 97, early 98, and it really never quite got completely off the ground. Couldn't find the right vocalist, kind of really represent style of music that we were trying to play, so kind of hung it up, didn't play for literally 12 years. And in 2010, our former guitarist, Adam Simmons, called me up, said he was interested in playing the music again, wanted to know if I was down to do it, and I said, sure, and a lot of times coming up with a band name is just trying to come up with something that doesn't sound stupid. And he was actually over at a friend's body shop, a guy who restores class cars, and we were talking to him about that we were playing again. And that gentleman actually said the name 12 Years Driven, and so we kind of just adopted it to kind of fit, what we were doing, not just that gap in time, but also felt like kind of represented, the attitude of the band and the music.
Right. Okay. How about some of the bands and individual influences, musically speaking?
We'll let Chubbs kick this one off. Go for it, man.
Man, it's literally a mixture of everything. And Larry like disco and Tejano.
Primarily, Bob was one of my favorites.
Yeah, and I actually do a little rapping on the side, where I actually have a live band behind me with the rap, and Larry's on bass on that, and Mr. Mike MacSherry is on guitar. We got a whole bunch of different influences all mashed together on the ham and cheese sandwich with my extra mayonnaise.
Okay.
I mean, for me personally, the bands that really kind of inspired me to play are bands like Al Chain, Seven Dust, bands of that nature.
My main influence would probably be Mike Patch from Faith No More. He's always been a big influence on everything for me. He's just kind of one of them top dogs. And then I grew up listening to a lot of R&B, like old school Al Green, Will Ticket, Otis Redding, and stuff like that. Just kind of adopted into that metal scene and try to squeeze all that together. You know what I'm saying? Like that Mike Patch feel, kind of Slipknot-ish, non-pointed, just aggressiveness with I don't know. But that's about it. Mike. I'm terrible at these interviews.
Break it down to like my top 5 guitar players. I mean, what got me when I was a kid was out in the 70s and 80s, bass really solo records. When you're little and you see all that makeup and all that day show and stuff, that's what got me. But once I started playing, I have to break it down to these 5 guys: Jimi Hendrix, Eddie Van Halen, David Gilmour from Pink Floyd, Jerry Cantrell, Alice in Chains, and Stevie Ray Vaughan. All great players, but great writers, great stage presence, and I think that's what drew me to all of them. And plus the bands they were in, just as a whole, really brought it. With the harmonies and all that stuff. And I mean, there's so much more I could add that, but I would have to say it right there. Is what helped shape me. And just, I don't know, playing in so many different types of musical genres over the years, it's just got me.
It's really easy for people to kind of tell us as a rock and or metal band. And when you really kind of take our body of work and break down and listen to it, you'll hear a lot of different elements. You're not just going to hear the rock or the metal, but you're going to hear, some hip-hop influence. You're going to hear some funk influence. You're going to hear, some R&B influence. All that stuff's kind of in there. It's just kind of disguised. It's kind of how we put our spin on it.
Right. Okay. Along those same lines, who are some of your favorite artists to cover when you're performing?
That's kind of funny because we really don't do very many cover tunes at all.
Yeah, I do one of them.
I can count on one hand the number of cover songs that we've actually played live. And interestingly enough, we've done Happy by Mudvayne, which I think we might be about ready to break that thing out again because I just really want to do it. But we also have done Tupac. We did Tupac, we've done Dr. Dre, some of those stuff. It's a pretty short list. I know Jay-Z. Yeah, we've done Jay-Z. A lot of hip-hop stuff actually with kind of that rock metal, spin on it.
Okay. In the local scene or statewide, where's your favorite place to play?
Hard question.
Venue or city?
Yeah, you talking about venue or city? That's a good question.
Either or.
I personally would have to say Galbar.
I second that.
In Houston.
Yeah, they tend to have the best sound. Dallas has been really, really good to us. We've probably done more shows in Dallas as far as any other city here in Texas. And we played a variety of different venues. We actually just recently played up there in February at the Kirk Club, and that was our first time there. And I would have to add up all the venues that we played in Dallas. That was probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
I probably have to say Houston and Dallas have to have heavy metal fans.
Yeah.
San Antonio's got a little bit of it. Austin is somewhere, but we haven't found it yet. But
Dirty Dog Bar in Austin on 6th Street has a really cool vibe. Yeah. And I would say Bonds, 007 Rock Bar, San Antonio has a very similar vibe too.
Okay. Along those.
I don't know if I can pick a favorite.
That's hard, man. Every city here kind of has a different feel to it.
Yeah. And every stage and every club has a different feel. Whether one's got a better PA than another, but one might have a better atmosphere than the other. It's just I don't know. I can't pick one.
It's kind of a lot of factors. It's different everywhere. That's why we try to hit it all. We like different opinions no matter where we go.
Right. Okay. If you had one dream venue that you could play at in the world or in this country, wherever it would be, where would that venue be?
Can I go first?
Sure.
Go ahead, Mike.
Red Rock in Colorado, no doubt. I had a buddy who played there opening up for U2. He was in a band called Red Rock. He says that's the he's ever played in his life. Played a lot. Hometown, I probably want to play Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion just because, believe it or not, that's the best amphitheater in the world. And guess what's number 2? Red Rock. So those two places in my book. And then being from New Orleans, I probably want to play Smoothie King Arena down there to play in my hometown, or the Superdome. But we have to really sell tickets to do that one.
Tickets.
But it can be done.
What about you, Toad?
Man, I think I already played it. Last year I did a little tour with a band called Theory of Eve, and we did the Whiskey of Go-Go in Hollywood, man, and there were so many legendary bands and artists that performed on that stage, and it's an historic venue. I play it and play on the same drum riser as fucking all the legendary drummers from way back in the 60s. So Whiskey of Go-Go for me would be, a packed house on our crowd, BYD, Big Dad, and Merch.
What about you, man? I can't even think of one.
I'll throw mine in here. Probably I'd have to echo what Mike said about Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, just because I literally live like 10 minutes from that venue, and I have seen so many shows there. And for it to be the number 1 outdoor amphitheater in the world, I think, speak volumes of kind of what we have, not just here in Texas, but even more locally here in Houston. But I would also have to throw Irvine Meadows out in California, because that was the first concert I ever went to when I was like 13 years old. And just that vivid memory of being there and seeing, it was actually Bon Jovi and Cinderella, believe it or not. And I was 13 years old, this was like, God, I want to say 87, 86, 87. And I mean, watching that show and remembering, how vivid that being my first concert experience was like unlike anything else I've ever seen. So that's always kind of stuck with me now. So I'd have to say Irvine Meadows.
I got 2 more to add in there real quick, and I'll shut up. Madison Square Garden and Radio City Music Hall.
There you go.
Done.
It's just for driven, right?
That is what's up.
There you go. Those 4.
You also want to say the Burger King down on Sawdust? Burger King on Sawdust?
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and answer for Kris. Anywhere in Colorado.
Yeah, anywhere in Colorado.
Anywhere in Colorado, and I think you can guess why.
Okay. My next question: What do you guys do individually when you're not playing with the band? What do you do? What do you guys do for fun when you're just trying to chill?
Work.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Work. He's talking about what are your other hobbies besides just playing.
yeah, when you're not working in the band and you're not busting your ass at your 9 to 5. What are you doing for fun?
I try to go riding on the motorcycle as much as possible, and I just came back from a great trip up through Colorado. That's what I enjoy. That's my relaxation time, is just hitting the road on the bike.
Okay.
I mean, I run a recording studio, so I'm always there. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that is my hobby, is doing music, man. You never know what's gonna walk through that door. It could be a Tejano band where you can't understand a word that they're saying, but I know if they're flat or they're sharp, and football. As long as the Texans kick the Cowboys' ass, I'm good.
Fighting. I'm a golf addict. Being from New Orleans, I love to cook a lot. My dog, and as long as the New Orleans Saints beat the Texans ass, I'm good. I keep the thing with our kids.
Yeah, I tried telling him 1, 2, 4.
So yeah, that's why you call me Q Block gets the cigarettes.
Yeah. I try to, spend as much time with my family outside of the band and my 9 to 5, because it's difficult doing what we do and striking a balance. And my son is loves eat. I came back about 3 weeks up from a trip out to California, and we took him all over the place. So between that and I have to agree with you guys, football, man. When during football season,
he's a Steelers fan.
Yeah, you can't have all of us in the same room, because we can't get shit done because everybody's talking shit the whole time. as long as the Steelers are whooping the Saints and the Texans and the Cowboys ass, it's all good. Let me throw Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Cleveland connected. And the Patriots. Fuck the Patriots too.
And the Patriots. So me and Rob like Texas. Larry likes either Mikey likes A, and Kris likes Donald Trump.
That's pretty much right. I think Kris is the only one out of us that don't watch football at all. But he's interesting. He loves the Rockets. Yeah, he's a diehard basketball fan, a diehard rock fan.
Already.
So it's definitely a melting pot of interesting football opinions. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Right. I'm not just fired up here. We got to play first preseason game Sunday.
How fan you got to get it on?
Okay. What would you say individually inspires the best lyrics within your songs?
Only one person can answer that question. That's a mouth. I better know that. Robert Wright. It seems like everybody asks that question. You know, oh man, everything comes from everyday life. You know, you can read about so much stuff in the paper, Facebook. You know, you hear so much stuff going on the radio. You know, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like it's just a melting pot of ideas that constantly go through my head. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm a couple different people at the same time. So when I write, I try to write from as many different perspectives as I possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Try to create something that if I know what the song is about, and one of my favorite things is when somebody walks up and they say that, hey man, I love this song because it reminds me of this, or I know what you're talking about in this song, and what they're telling me about it is absolutely not what the song is about. But I like that they get their own, feeling from it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they form their own opinion of it instead of me giving them the opinion of what the song is actually about.
Okay.
You know, I'll throw this in here because he's totally not going to say this. He's super critical of his own work, and so a lot of times, we've got a thing 12-track order. We're getting ready to go back in the studio here probably the next month or two, and probably knock out about 6 more. But he's got notebook on top of notebooks on top of notebook full of lyrics and ideas and things that he just hasn't found the right vehicle musically to carry that message.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a ton of ideas that he's got that are written down that most people have never seen, read, heard, and I hope that, through that creative process, some of that gets in those books, makes it into some of the music. Yeah, a lot of our stuff is actually really personal. That and I try to make it vague enough so that, like I said, people get their own opinion of it.
Mm-hmm.
They get their feeling out of it instead of where I was at the time I wrote it.
Okay.
You try to call people out in your song? Well, no, I do that. Some people just hit me off and they just end
names in there.
Yeah, there's no names, but they end up in there, and eventually they'll realize that it just takes them a little while to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, especially those people that are a little slow and challenged. They'll think, wait a second.
Then you don't get that Dallas Cowboy shit right, you might end up wanting Robbie songs. Your ass got called out.
Okay. My next tough crowd. My next question is, who, if there were like 1 or 2 or even 3 bands or musicians that you guys would just love to be part of a show with, who would they be? They could be somebody from the past or they could be current day.
Man, I'd go, like mine would be Faith No More, definitely. I love that show for them. Non-Point, which is, they play here quite often, but we just haven't gotten lucky enough to be on a show with them yet. Yeah, it will happen. And unfortunately, since they're not together anymore right now, would be Mudvayne, but I'll take Hell Yeah. Hell yeah. What about you, Doug? Devin does? What else, young lady?
I'm a big fan of Godbag. They don't call me gay or whatever, but I fucking love Godbag. Stan Marcus is a beast on drums.
And his third one is Nickelback. Anyway, Mike MacSherry, who you got?
I guess it's anytime,
anywhere, any place.
Shit, dude, I don't know. I love Muse. They're got a huge sound.
Great live.
If we're talking about any day, I would have loved to have been like on a bill with Van Halen and Black Sabbath like 78. That would have been the shit. And who else, man? I don't know. Go to Larry and I'll take the third in a second.
This is going to sound crazy because I'm going to jump around a little bit. The first one without question would be Alice in Chains.
Yeah, that's my third. her too.
Whitman, Daly, and Mike R.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second one would be Boston. Go love Boston. And then the third one would be White Snake circa 1987.
Okay.
I can do that. So those would be the three that I would name off the top of my head. I like to do a show with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne? Yeah, Lil Wayne. Why? So he can make his daughter say the N-word? Yeah. I just want to collaborate with Lil Wayne. Well, I don't think Mike's going to come up with anything else. Because he looks at his phone. So
I would love an Alice in Chains original lineup, just like now. The original Black Sabbath lineup and the classic Van Halen lineup and back in the 70s. I love 70s, you know. So I'm going to put Alice in Chains, though, one of my favorite 90s bands.
Mike was 38 in 1978, so.
Younger than you, man. Soundgarden, boy, I love being on stage for someone else.
Okay. Who?
I'm gonna get him. Job returned.
So whatever. Go ahead, man.
You gotta go drop the load.
Take the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Can you edit that out of the interview?
Okay. So some of the local bands that you guys like to play alongside, who would they be?
You left it a long time. That's a great question.
Madison
for sure.
My boys, man. And they, man, they're thickest wall of town. Man, it's crazy.
We need to hook you up with those guys.
Yeah, those guys crush, man.
Yeah.
Madison, so what you said, help.
Does it have to be just local?
Yeah, do that be just
No, if there's some.
No, we got like Madison's an amazing band. 5B in accounting from Dallas. Awesome. Born and raised Dallas.
Yeah.
Leroy the Prophet from Dallas. Great band. Yeah, Downfall 2012. Good band.
Julie from Austin.
Yep.
Amazing band.
Yep. Band, local band.
Fort Complex.
Great band.
Awesome band. East After Band.
Yep.
Great band.
There's so many. I mean,
Broken Valley.
Yep. Tony's band. Parabellum from Houston.
That's a great band.
There's right now in Houston, which is kind of a great thing, is there are a lot of really good bands with really good quality sound. You know what I'm saying? That everybody's gotten to where their sound is hype and they put on great shows and they work hard to try to fill the club instead of leaving it to one band to try to draw everything. Everybody seems to be working well together right now, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great wall of Houston bands.
Another thing we see here seems to be a trend. A lot of the local bands, it kind of goes beyond just them collectively working together to make other good. I mean, you go to any show on a Friday or Saturday night and go see a band, and typically somebody in a band that you're watching will be wearing another local band shirt. And that's a big thing that goes on here. Where they're kind of trying to show support on another level. Fort Complex just released an album a couple of months ago, and they put our band in the credit along with a few other bands, which I thought was that was really humble. You know what I said? Yeah. So, I mean, that was really cool.
Right. When I said local, I should have said statewide, because one thing I've noticed about Texas's scene is it is like a fraternity or a sorority mixed into one big happy family of music.
Yeah, there's a lot of the best shows that we played in other cities are bands that we have just gotten really, really tight with, and we show trade. And in doing that, that band that you're doing the show trade with has the best interest in showing you a good time, showing you a good crowd, showing you a good venue, a good show. So they work hard at it, so that if you're driving 4 hours from Houston to Dallas, vice versa, you're playing to a decent crowd.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's left with the venue, yeah, they'll bring you in, but they don't have as much of that interest in pairing you with the right local band there to make sure that
or they'll put you in the lineup to where you're playing first, there's nobody there, or you're playing last, and if you don't have a name, like in that third town or whatever, you're not going to be able to hold people in the club. So either way, that first or last slide, you're playing for nobody. So we try to make it a point that when we do show trade with people, we bring them down and we kind of put them in the sweet spot of the night that we know that there's going to be the maximum amount of people to actually see them play, so that they can kind of build that crowd. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can get some new fans out of it instead of having them play, to the bar, just playing to the bartenders. So that's not going to be any good at all.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention Holton Down.
Oh yeah,
the Holton Down is another great band.
Right. Well, as a fan of your band and several in Texas, if you guys know bands that I should be checking out, maybe Larry or any of you can email me them or shoot me their names in Facebook messages. I would be glad to look at them too.
Oh, definitely. I'm not going to have more on my way to San Antonio.
Yep.
My next question is, what can fans such as myself and others that really love your music, what can we expect from the new stuff coming?
Ooh,
Ooh, man. I can say, we've been working on a few new tunes that are pretty tough, man. They're pretty aggressive, but a little bit different style added in. It's kind of more layered than what we had done before. We did a lot of layering guitar wise, and now it's even bigger. The sound's bigger. We're looking forward to getting in the studio. I can tell you that.
I think you'll some of the songs will probably be the heaviest songs that anybody's heard from us. At the same time, there's going to be some different elements in there. Our drummer Chubbs and a new guitarist Mike haven't had the opportunity to record with Kris and Rob and I, and those guys, bring a whole different skill set and attitude and approach and texture to the band that was there before. It's just different from what it was previously. So we're really excited about what those guys are going to bring in and help us create in that process. And some of the songs that are going on this new EP are songs that we have written with you guys. So they were real instrumental in helping kind of put their fingerprint on that new music.
Okay.
Mike's sitting here being things.
Well, I'm just telling the new guy, though.
Oh. He's the new guy. I keep bringing him in.
It's got that 12-year driven down at its core, but Chubbs and I played in a band together last year, so we had a really good chemistry. And like Larry said, he thought I was more excited about playing with Chubbs than being in the band.
That's true.
But Chubbs and I have a good dynamic, and we're tight. And, I play in all kinds of different styles, and believe it or not, I've been playing at a church every weekend for like 5.5 years, and there's a lot of atmospheric guitar playing in that, a lot of like you-do-it sounding kind of stuff. I brought all those styles I've had to adapt to over time, being in rock band, metal band, playing kind of fake my way country songs, all kinds of stuff. And I think we bring a different layer of dynamic to it. And I mean, I'm all about playing off of Larry, so I want to bring another layer of power tone and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just a different dynamic. But honestly, I mean, I say this in confidence, not in arrogance, but think that overall it's been a great upgrade for all of us, And I think there's just for all friends to begin with, and I just think it's gonna be really good, man. Just excited about it. Plus, we got a really I guess a legendary producer signed on to do our next EP, but I don't think we should say his name yet.
Yeah, we'll leave that one. The other thing that's really cool, Ben, about this is that like Rob and I have been friends for over 20 years. Rob and our bass player Kris have known each other for quite a long time prior to him coming into the band. Mike and I have known each other for I think over 5 years, and he's only been playing with us for a few months now.
Rob.
Yeah, I mean, so all of us when he was kids, all of us in the band have had this friendship prior to all of us sort of ending up in the same band together. So there wasn't this era of unfamiliarity as new guys came in. It was guys that we already knew what they were capable of doing. We knew the level of talent that they had, and so bringing them in as somebody else, exited for whatever their own reason was, we knew what we were getting. We knew what that chemistry was going to be like, and a lot of us genuinely enjoy being in the same room together. Guys are excited about coming to practice. They're excited about doing shows. They're excited about recording. We're excited about pretty much every aspect of what it is that we do, with the band, whether it be business-wise or musically. And so it's been a really good atmosphere about the last, 4 or 5 months, and kind of all the pieces have started falling into place.
Yeah.
And, we're just excited about that ability to kind of take that next level,
Yeah, this has probably been the most refreshing band that I've ever played in, because for the fact that there's not drama or tension between everybody. There's not a bunch of big egos and I'm more important than you are, or you're more important. You know what I'm saying? There's none of that stuff. We're all on the same playing field together, and we're all doing the same thing. We're all on the same team, and it just makes it, to me, it makes it fun again. You know what I'm saying? Because bands that I've been in the past, it was always you always had a drama queen that had this issue going on, or nobody wanted to do any work. You had one person doing all the work, and with this, Larry does a lot of work.
Everybody's
when it comes down to like the merch and booking and dealing with the business side of it, I'm too stupid to deal with. I can tell you that. I can be honest with that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a headache.
That
I think kind of back he can and help Larry with whatever he needs. You know what I'm saying? But
there's enough guys doing stuff in the band now that I don't feel the sort of weight that I would have felt 6 months ago. Chubb kind of handles the posters and the video production when we're doing video shoot for upcoming shows, just promo video type of. Our bassist Kris handles kind of all of the YouTube, chopping up live videos and thinking of studio track with live footage. Rob handles all of the artwork and kind of how the band's going to be represented, whether it's on our CD covers or whether it's T-shirts or whatever. And Mike just don't do a damn thing.
I just show up and bring it. It just make phone calls to Grammy-winning producers.
Yeah. No. Mike's only been in the band for about 6 weeks now, and in that very short amount of time that he's officially been a part of the thing, he's reached out to a lot of contacts that he's made, through his time in the industry, and has brought a lot of guys on board that we didn't have the ability to reach before. So that's been really instrumental in.
So like 14, Larry 7, you know what I'm saying?
Something like that, man. It's almost halftime, about to kick a field goal at halftime before I was in pro.
Bringing Mike on board for me was kind of refreshing because me and him was in a band together like 8 months ago.
You haven't left the door. Mike's already told you.
Your side.
My bad, but I had to go get an adult record.
What Chubbs is trying to say is that when we're playing out of town shows, Chubbs now has Mike Boone with again. Yeah, that's right.
Out of town kick. I have that on video. I know you do.
He's laying down on his little cot
like David.
I'm sorry, man. We just went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, that was another band, though. I wasn't in it too long.
It's all good.
Our excited to jump into this band together. It was like, oh man, because all the crap we dealt with last year, and we're not gonna name that band. To be in this band, it's just, oh man, it's a load off our shoulders. Man. Yeah, it's like we all cut up and talk smack to each other, trust me, and push each other's buttons sometimes, but in fun, brotherly kind of way, you know. And there's so much good. When it came time, and there is no bullshit.
But like what Larry said, I knew what I was getting, what we was getting when we brought Mike on board, because I knew the talent that he could bring to the table, and it was a no-brainer to me. Whatever, Adam decided that down, and we decided that we were gonna try to look for a second guitarist. And my first thing out of my mouth, like MacSherry, man, we gotta have that guy, bro.
Right.
Later, here we go.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. One of my last questions is, how would you say the atmosphere of a good show is for you guys? How do the fans draw off your music? What kind of energy do they get off of you, and what kind of energy comes back to you from them?
So
man, I tell you, after playing Cow Bar, open up for Mushroom Head, a week and a half ago with like 600 bucks, I believe. I don't know, man. It's hard to just nail that down to a couple sentences. It's just when you're in a band and you're blessed enough to be in a band that's got gear that sounds really good, guys that really know what they're doing with that gear. Surprise, yeah, exactly. But guys who really know and understand, musicality and everything, and then have stage presence. I mean, in this band, you've got people that have stage presence. I mean, and people feed off of that. And if you got really good songs, I'll say really good songs. In my opinion, they're great. I'm kind of still an outsider looking in at the music, but it's like, man, to me, it's all a package, and it's an easy sell to these people. I mean, Cow Bar was ridiculous. I mean, people were going crazy, even the ones who never seen us before. And we made a lot of fans that night. So I don't know. It's kind of like the energy is just this revolving circle. Giving it to the crowd, giving it back to us. Ooh, man, it's addictive.
I think we're kind of like we feed off the crowd's energy. It definitely, if we see the crowd getting into it, that's gonna make us get into it. Whether it's 5 people in front of us that's starting a 5-man march it, or there's 500 in front of us. We definitely feed off the crowd's energy. Because we're an energetic band. And that's just
the other thing too is that we've been out gigging now at 12 Ridge Tavern for about 4.5 years, and we have literally built our fan base, with that grassroots sort of approach. We spend a lot of time going to clubs, watching other local bands, especially bands that we're friends with, and meeting the people who actually go to local shows. The people who are paying their $5, $8, $10 cover charge, get into a club, see a bunch of local bands play original music. And I would say the kind of the turning point, I think, for us was when our last EP came out within about a year and a half now. Somewhere shortly thereafter, we released a music video that we did. We hired a guy, Tommy D. Cash Out, Tommy
Ryan House
Media. He did a really cool video for it, and that video kind of took that song and put it over the top. And it was kind of shortly thereafter that we really started to notice that, people were playing the shows, they're singing the lyrics back. Mikey and I had a really cool experience just about 5 weeks ago. We played a show here locally at Concert Club North, and some of them songs that kind of felt like other just older material, and it kind of lost a little bit of its luster. Like all of that kind of rekindled with these guys in the band, and when you can hear the people singing your lyrics back to you over the top of the PA, over the top of Rob, over the top
when I was singing the backups on Won't Wait Forever, I was tripping. I was like, I've never had that experience doing original material, or I'm thinking a backup vocal, and the crowd is louder than I am, and I'm pounding PA. It was, man, that's real.
Our fans have gotten to the point now where they're making their own merchandise. So, people, making their own hats and sticking stickers on them, and, you know, they're dragging our gear all over the freaking place. We're getting tagged, you know, that they're at some casino in Louisiana with their koozies and Korea. Yeah, I mean, we've gotten tagged from people like in Japan wearing our shirts. I mean, it's been kind of insane, and it's humbling all at the same time to think that, you know, I don't go to a national concert here at the Pavilion or, you know, House of Blues or anywhere where I don't run into somebody wearing something of ours. I mean, it just doesn't have to. And it's still mind-boggling to me how 5 guys who, you know, we get up every day.
Mind-boggling?
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
Oh, boggling. I thought you said boggling. Mind-boggling.
Well, man, sorry.
Thank you, Rob.
Sorry.
Well, 41-7 on 5 now. But, you know, to think that 5 guys who, you know, most of us, all of us get up, you know, every Monday morning or whatever, and, you know, we put our pants on one leg at a time like everybody else does, that people love what we do enough and respect what we do enough that they're going to wear our T-shirt over, you know, the Seven Dust shirt or the Rob Zombie shirt or the Korn shirt or whatever, you know, other big, huge sign worldwide band, you know, they're going to do them wearing our shirt. You know, that's just a really cool feeling.
Right. Well,
I think
I answer your question.
I don't think we quite answered your question. Let us go a little deeper on this.
no,
I think that's, you know, like Mike was talking earlier when we did that show at Dallas about a week and a half ago with Mushroomhead. Like, I think that our shows have got to where there's this kind of chaotic energy right before we go on that kind of builds within. You can see it in people, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of see that
Definitely within us too.
yeah, and it's the same thing with us. Like there's just this kind of just chaotic energy, and then it just builds into, like, when we hit that first note, it's just a surge of power, and you get that from, you know, coming off the stage, and then as soon as you hit that first note, here lately the crowd has been reacting in such an extreme and aggressive way that it just, you know, we just suck that back up, and we just hammer and hit at it as hard as we can the rest of the set. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of that energy just keeps surging and keeps surging and keeps surging, because we don't really have a lot of downtime in our set. You know, there's not, you know, we have a few little breaks here or there, you know, enough that, you know, we can hear people screaming and yelling, but it's just that constant surge of energy that I think kind of attracts people to us and makes us keep doing what we're doing because of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a rush.
right. Okay. Last question, probably the toughest one I'll ask of this interview. If I were a major label executive coming to your show and I heard about your show from some of your passionate fans that I need to sign you guys to a deal, what would you guys say to me to go along with your fans' opinion that should say I should sign you to that deal?
Why you would have to sign it? Is that what you're saying?
Why, or what would you say to convince
Why you
me?
should sign it? Well, I think the show would have. I think the show wouldn't have to. The show would have to. You know, I hate to just break it down to one sentence. I think the show itself, and the one thing that separates bands from the rest of the pack, in my opinion, is kind of like what I said before. You just got to have songs. You know, in this band that I'm now lucky enough to be a part of, it's just got with songs. I was a fan of the band before I ever joined a long time ago. And I was like, man, songs. There's a lot of great bands in the city, but a lot of them don't have that hook bring you back. You have got I'm not trying to say you have to be commercial or anything like that. You got to have something that somebody's going to remember, a melody, a vocal line, a lyric, a guitar solo, a drum fill, something that's going to keep bringing people back. And this band has got all of that, in my opinion, you know?
What I would tell is hold my beer, watch it.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm sorry, like, we played Open Up for Mushroomhead, I was like, and I was looking out across that sea of people, I was like, oh, we got this. I can confidently, you know, this isn't like an arrogant thing. It's like, we can hang with anybody, in my opinion. Just let us have that opportunity, you know? And we'll come through. I have no doubt about it, you know? And I've been in a lot of great musical situations, but this is really something else.
In the show, man, we don't talk, we walk.
Exactly.
That's just the bottom line. There's nothing I can say that's going to convince you. You're just going to have to see it for yourself.
Well, the one thing that resonates with me is that drive and the blue-collar work ethic, and that's almost every band, now including yourselves, every band has said the same thing, and that's the one thing that would make seal the deal. The blue-collar, hard-working types.
That's who we're doing.
All that stuff, all that.
And I like to think that we're humble about it at the same time. I don't think there's anybody in the stand that somebody would meet, you know, at a club, on the street, at the Burger King that Mike laid out a few weeks ago, and not genuinely like the guys in the band. You know, there's no egomaniacs here. Everybody, I mean, we do literally everything and anything that we can. We've had kids on stage with us. You know, I mean, we've done countless benefits. I mean, we try to help everybody that we can. You know, and those sort of things, those little things, just endear us to those people.
Last year we did a show for the Houston Autism Center and brought like 20 autistic kids to the venue at like 3 o'clock. Gave them a tour up the venue, let let them get on stage and play the instrument, you know, and you can see it in their face that they love, you know, and to me that's what kind of separates,
Right.
if you will, because we all might talk shit to each other on a daily basis and be cocky toward us, but whenever we get out to that venue or we go for the show or we go for the, a good friend that's in a band, we're the most humblest dudes you ever meet, you know, and we're always trying to help people and
Do the right thing.
right, do the right thing.
Gotta give back.
Do the right thing.
Get anything your way, you gotta give back.
Yep. Do the right thing, say the right thing, and just try not to get involved in people's drama. You know,
People love drama.
people
Right.
love drama. That's one thing that we definitely stay out of. We're like Switzerland. We don't pick sides for anything. You know what I'm saying?
And I totally picked up on that, and I totally get that. Now, climax more than a few times.
We appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
So local music always gets love, whether it's from Texas, Pennsylvania, as long wherever it's at. If I like it and my ears like it, that band is going to get my help in any way that I can.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Sounds
So-
good.
You guys have a great night, have a great weekend, and Larry, I'll be in touch in probably about a week or two.
Cool, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, guys, have a great night.
All right. Later.
Later.
Or they try to